And hello everyone, and thanks for listening in to another episode of Checking In on Your Daily Walk. In this show, I plan to chat to members of the church and see how they are doing. We'll be hearing personal testimonies of how God has affected our lives and get to know each other a little better. Today I'll be checking in on the Joy small group leaders, Andy and Army Hudson.
Woo!
Hello everybody, hello Charley.
Hiya. So Joy small group is one of the small groups that runs on a Wednesday night, I believe.
That's right, yes. Yeah. And somebody in their infinite wisdom decided to put us in charge. I don't know why they could do that.
Well, I think it's quite an apt name for you guys, Joy.
Oh, thank you.
But how have you guys been doing? How have you been coping during the lockdown?
You go first.
Okay. Ups and downs, the emotions of both being clinically extremely vulnerable meant that at the beginning, so we've both been working from home since March. And in the beginning, it was I have to be honest, it was quite scary, the thought of what was going on and the consequences of what could happen if you caught this virus. But as time has moved on, the fear has gone, not completely, but it's gone a lot. And there's been more of a leaning into having peace, but, respecting the authority and managing what we do. So we need to be mindful of what we do. But yeah, we've learned some new skills. Army's baking. Hello, look. If I could stand up, I would stand up and show you how well her baking is. But she's been turning her hand to lots of good things.
So you mean I am learning a lot of skills, and
yeah. Well, I'm learning
benefiting from them.
I'm trying to learn to say no to what she puts in front of me, but I am so weak. I try, but it's really difficult. But we've been getting through it. It's like anything. Supporting our family, wider family, and the small group is not without its challenges. And of course, our own well-being can be affected from time to time. But we're really blessed. Well, I know I'm blessed because I've got Army. I'm not sure if she can say the same thing, but
of course
I am truly blessed.
Yeah. So, well, for me, the lockdown, it really didn't touch, me at all, because I have so many things to do in the house, and so many skills that I needed to improve on. So I've been baking, cooking, knitting, crochet, sewing, and even I have just
freshly made just off the sewing machine.
Oh wow! You are so much more productive than I was. My God.
So yeah, and then work doesn't, it doesn't bother me because I've been working from home previously, so it really doesn't, it hasn't had a big deal effect emotionally. So yeah, so like
you've been sitting with me for 9 hours a day.
Well, no, as well, we're working together. We're both, in the same office. So now it's the first time ever in my life working from home with a colleague.
And do you know, there was many years ago that Army would pray that we would be working together. So,
yeah, I have.
And so first of all, it started that she got transferred to our office, my office where I am, because it was local for the hospital at the time. And now, of course, we're working 6 feet apart. And look, no scratches, no scars. It's amazing so far.
So what I'm hearing is COVID-19 was an answer prayer for Army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also for Andy too.
Yeah, there are going to be lots of good things that come out from this. Obviously, it's a disastrous time for many people in, health-wise and finances and jobs. But I'm sure that once all of it, and, hopefully we don't have to wait until all this finishes to start hearing testimonies about, what God has said or what has done and what's been put before us, where we've improved certain things about ourselves, whether it be our spiritual life or whether it be, workplace or family. So it's challenging, but we've managed to find some good things from it.
And to add that, Charlie, the most important thing that I've actually learned was to spend more time with the Lord, which I have actually sort of missed. I do not want to be legalistic as such, but I feel like I'm in the right place when I do my devotion early morning. Then also sort of put myself forward for our small group because of Mike Sevia's Living Us. I jumped in as the praise and worship, guitarist. So yeah.
She is multi-talented, this one, I tell you.
And you get all the benefits, Andy.
Well, the Lord bless me. I don't know. I said to her the other day, I'm not sure what she'd done wrong to have got me, but I am truly blessed. There's no question of that.
So what has God been saying to you guys then during this time that you've been able to spend more time with him?
For me, I get one of my defaults is to be very frustrated at times, and I can be too quick to anger over situations. That's a fact, and I've learnt, with kids growing up now, I call them children, but they're not children anymore. Our grown children, it was a long time ago we let them be and just said, it's up to you to make the decisions you do. They're going to be your consequences. But obviously, things that go on in families, they still impact us because we're normally there to guide or to help, support, pick up, and it can be quite frustrating because I'll be honest, I'm finding as I get older, my patience tolerance it's wearing thin, and I hate to say that, but it is, but I do my best. But I have great times, and I've been seeking the Lord on it, and actually the way we work, and the Lord's amazing how He works, because if one of us is in that place, the other one will soon come along, quickly take the other one aside, put her in their arms, and say, right, this is how we want you to do. Let's pray about this. Let's be still for a moment. Yeah. So that's where it's great, and that is why it is so important. It certainly has been for us to have in marriage two believers together.
Yeah.
Because of the support that's there. It's just encouraging, and then when if somebody's really down, and the other person can bring scripture straight away, and that's what we do with each other. We pray for each other.
Yeah. So and with me is generosity, and it says I can't even remember which part of the Bible, but it's really whatever you received from God, or whatever you received here on earth, it came from God. No matter what, you worked hard for it, but again, that came from Jesus. It came from Jesus, because that blessing is given to you to share. And that's why, we love our families. We love, and at the same time, our family from different countries as well. They're sharing their blessings, and generosity has to be number one thing for me. It's not just making pandesal and deliver it to people if I can, so.
I was just saying, I haven't had any.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I'll remember that, Charlie. So, but really, sharing it, but not counting how much and how many times we've helped. We always have to go back to what Jesus actually said to us: love each one of us, each other, and sharing will come from that love. So I have been learning that and really drumming it in every day of my life. So
it's been easier though during lockdown. There's a lot to be said from working from home. Time and logistics wise, you do have additional time. There are some negatives to working at home too at times, but it's so much easier to be in a position to respond to people's needs a lot quicker. You know, there might be something that comes at work and it's on the family WhatsApp or whatever, or an email from the church, and you know you can help, but you can't respond until 9 hours later. And if it's urgent, 9 hours is a long time. So yeah, working from home has made it much easier for us to support not just family, other people.
Other people, yeah.
Well, we are all one family. I think we say that a lot at church, you know, and to reach out and to help that. And I guess as small group leaders, to know, I guess that would be a big impact on you guys if someone in your small group were to say something, and for you to be able to, you know, take that time and to pray or do that or to offer that help. I can see how that's like made a big impact.
Yes.
Well, we are really blessed to be in the group that we have.
Yes.
You know, I think our group is probably the most senior group age-wise. Just to give you an example, we are the youngest. So no, but we have got. You know, okay. So yeah, we have a group that just are there for each other constantly. You know, we've got Marion and Phil and Shirley. We are a small group.
Margaret, Muriel.
Yeah, but the work that's going on in the background, you know, Phil and Shirley, like, you know, and they're retired now, so even more time to do things, right? Although I think they're working more hours now than when he had a job, poor Phil.
Well, with the grandchildren, I'm saying that now. But
we are blessed that we've learned so much. You know, I remember the first small group we ever went into was with Barry. And Barry was a real blessing. You know, he's a great.
Empowered us.
Yeah,
he's also quite old.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not agreeing to that.
Barry he will be listening. I hope Barry will be listening to this at some point. So Barry, if you're listening to this, you know what to do now. But he really did empower us, and he was a great teacher. We learned so much from him. And becoming leaders, you know, was quite scary because, you know, why us? We don't know anything. What do we do? But actually, it's amazing what you do know and what you can do when you're in that situation. You know, so I would always say, when somebody, you know, particularly in church life, if you feel God's talking to you, or possibly somebody said something that we're short of people to do X, Y, or Z, you know, be quick to jump at it, because it's a great learning curve. It really is, and you'll get into it, because it's like anything, you know, to grow in your spiritual life in particular, you got to be challenged, not sitting there too comfy, just doing the same thing day in, day out. You know, although we don't like change too much, but I think we've risen to the occasion. We've not been fired yet, which is good. But it could be that they're desperate, so I don't know. But
and the other thing as well, you know, I think we need to flag this up as well. It's the discipling. You know, I've been discipled by Sue Bell, and it really have helped me so much. So, and I actually missed that, you know, the catching up with Sue, and I nearly got emotional there. I just sort of held myself there. And Andy Bell has been pivotal as well to our faith. But of course, we will not forget our lovely pastor, Andy. He's always been there for us, and you know, all this and everybody else in the church, you know, and I'm sorry, you know, but it's all of you have helped us right from the beginning, and I think because of that teachings, the encouragement, it actually helping us grow even more spiritually, and I really am thankful for that, because we would not found ODC.
Yeah, do you know, we lived in Felton for 20 odd years and we never went to Sunbury. Why would you go to Sunbury? There's nothing there.
I'm sorry, have you not seen the cross? Costco?
I rest my case. There's nothing there.
The Costa? Tesco?
But now, of course, everything is there.
Yes.
That's the difference. But when you find what you're looking for, you suddenly realise everything you ever needed was there, just on the corner of Green Street.
Yeah. It's a great dental practice. I had to. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, it is. Sunbury is great. So how did you guys then get to know, if you'd lived in Belton 20 years, how did you get to know Sunbury?
Okay, so
I was raised as a Catholic for many, many years, all my life actually, at the time of before I became born again. And I dragged this man here to sort of join me.
Dragged.
But at the same time, you know, we believe in Jesus, and it's just the difference, obviously, is praying to the idols, and that's the one that, you know, that I've got rid of, and I hope, you know, this will not hurt feelings of my family, but it is in the Bible. So let's, you know, we can always say hello, good morning, say a prayer, you know, cry to God directly, to Jesus directly, and listen to his voice, because his presence is always there. The Holy Spirit is there. So, you know, when you had just a notion, it dawned on you, because something, you would know if it came from God, because it's a good thing. If it is a bad thing, oh, for sure, do not listen to it, right? So and this is the reason why Andy has actually met up with someone, isn't that we've been invited. You've been invited.
So how it happened was I was going through a really difficult time, really life-changingly difficult, and I was in Richmond, and I met up with Ollie.
Sorry, that's difficult for me too.
It's all right.
It was probably more difficult for her. Yeah. So I happened to meet up with Ollie without knowing too much about him or what was going on, and we got chatting. But it was, if you look at how I was leaving a meeting really early. I decided to leave early, and Ollie had just come out from a next door meeting, and
what meeting was it?
This was an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. So we went in. We were outside and we were chatting, and he decided to have a chat with me, and he said, "This is our last meeting here. We're going to go to another place. Would you like to come? I'll give you the address." I took the details and I went there the next week. I found it really interesting. I love the guys. Ollie is, as you know, Ollie is great with people. You know, I didn't realise how good he was with people until I spent more time. He's a real people person, and he certainly knows how to pastor people well. And the rest became history, and I got invited. I mean, so the key point here was that 2 people in that meeting were going to be baptised at Open Door Church, Sunbury, and I got an invite. So that's how it started. From you know, we often hear Andy Phillips putting out on email or on messages about who are you inviting. The thing is, you never know who you're going to invite until you do it, and you don't know what impact that will have, not just on their lives, but how it could impact others within the church. And that's why the invitation to events is key. It's so important, because had we not been invited and then not responded, I don't know what would have happened. But of course, it was never going to be not that way, because that was the Lord's plan all along. You know, and that's so we thank Him for that all the time, because you know, we look back and to see what if, but don't forget the what if. It was meant to be, and the rest, of course, as you know, is history. We joined the church, and we love our church. We love everyone. we're all family, as you say. And
got married there. So.
yeah, we got married. Yeah, we got married in the church. That was
Don't
great.
forget that.
Yeah, we got married. And we've been involved in the church. You know, it is very, you know, it's more challenging, particularly as because of our health conditions, particularly when the church couldn't just go along and help out. We had to stay home. It was hard for us because we're naturally people that want to get out there and see what we can do to help. But we do look forward to that coming back at some point in the future. But that was a story. It all came from an invite. One invite. Why don't you come along?
Yeah.
And then we got married. We both got baptized. So it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, then 2 lots of people going over to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Andy blames Army for all the family issues he's got at home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, you see, but you can see God's plan in all this. You know, going back to that testimony or the prophecy that came many years ago about the Open Door Church being used as a field hospital and going out into the nations and tropical climates. Well, that was left on the burner. No one thought, well, that's never going to happen, or forgotten all about it. And then suddenly, you see how the Lord's plan was there. We were destined to be part of this church for his bigger plan. You know, and that's benefited us as much as many other people. I can't tell you how much. It's been really good. But look at that, you know, 2 mission trips to the Philippines, and that's been amazing. It's been great. And of course, you know, I know people are looking for. There's lots of questions about, are we going to go again? And I know lots of people want to go again, but at the moment, no one's going anywhere into the Philippines because of their restrictions. And poor old Ethan can't go anywhere, and he's desperate to get back.
Yeah, he's trapped at the moment.
Sorry?
Trapped at the moment, but
he is, yeah. But so we do keep praying for that. You know, we keep praying for change. But each country is doing what they have to do. But yeah, well, going to the Philippines was fantastic. I love the Philippines. You know, if I practically could, you know, it's very difficult when you've got family and an army of grandchildren to just say, I'm going now. If I could, I'd live in the Philippines at a heartbeat.
Did you?
You're more than welcome to come if you like. I just love life there. You know, it's just chilled out, but it's more importantly, it's for a country that's still developing and struggling. No matter what is going on with the struggles, and look how they've been hit. You know, with the typhoons that keep coming in. You know, the volcano, the lockdown, which really affected so many people with job losses, lack of provision. You know, they don't have an infrastructure that we are blessed in this country to have, and it's, you just look at it. But you know what, you spoke to Grace. You know, they smile all the time. They are always thankful to the Lord for everything that He's given them, and that's the biggest key factor. Is that, you know, I know that I can grumble. There's no question I can grumble. And I look at it sometimes and think, what am I grumbling about? Stop it. You know, they go through so many struggles, but they smile all the time, and they're just the great children of God.
No. Well, they do just have a certain joy about them.
Yes.
Joy, yes.
I've got a joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart.
Here we go.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me and telling me about yourselves, and we'll see who I'll be checking in on next time. So,
yeah.
Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you so much,
Charlie, you're doing a great job. Thank you.
Yes, you are. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.